Proudly supported by Hamzat Lawal, Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank, Collier Angels, Creative Fingers Cakes and Bites, 3J's Hotel and Apartments, Number 1 Hotel, 313 Bureau de Change, and Happiness Computers. Friday, 3 p.m. Don't miss it. Streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Nigeria Info ABJ. I beg to differ, where the best minds rise.
All right, Abuja, you're ready, right? If you thought that was intense, brace yourself, my people, because it will be a roller coaster ride. Because this is the grand finale we're looking. Someone from the two will go home with $1 million, and the other person, to show how equally tense and impressive the session is, will go home with $500,000. And I'm glad that the representative from Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank are here to witness this moment also. Hamzat Lawal apologizes, cannot make it. He's giving us the prize money of 1 million naira. So they'll be looking at an important motion which they will debate on, and after that, they will three laws with a presentation. They were handed their topic to speak on from the day they qualified. And so the debate motion will be that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. One, we support the motion, the other, we beg to differ. Once they're done with the debate, we'll hear present. And the judges will decide what happens afterwards, who goes home with $1 million and $500,000 for the second season of the I Beg to Differ debate. So we've got in the studio with us Helen Abu Francis Helen Ebo from Government Science Secondary School, Maitama, 15-year-old. Helen, you're welcome. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then. Sounds pretty confident.
Very emphatic. Okay.
All right. And we have Majesty Ojochegbe from Government Day Secondary School, Caro, Forte.
Yes,
you're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, we've always called him Joseph Majesty, and he came today and decided to flip the script and call me Majesty first. Your Majesty. We hear you. All right, so they are here and they are ready to debate. Abuja, if you're ready, we're ready. Go to Facebook and check out how animated and fiery they would be because we know what they're capable of. We're live on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. We're live on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. The behind the scene, all of the drama is on Instagram at Nigeria Info Abuja. And on Twitter, you get to vote. The polls will be up on Twitter to decide who thrilled you the most in the debate, because I tell you, they are both convincing. But who threw you the most, we got to find out in a bit. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Which one of you is supporting the motion?
I'm supporting the motion.
Okay. Joseph Majesty, to the judges, supports the motion. And Abu Francis?
I beg to differ.
Begs to differ. 3 minutes each for your opening, 3 minutes for your rebuttal, 3 minutes for your closing. If it's a tie, you get 3 extra minutes for a playoff. Once we're done, and the judges will keep the results. We'll get the verdict from the diction judge, and they will keep that result aside, and then we'll get your closing presentation, which is a 10 mark. 10. So you know what it means, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then. Abuja, if you're ready, we're ready for the grand finale.
Majesty, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Your time starts now.
From the sun-drenched savannah of Borno to the rocky hills of Bagi, across the bustling markets of the Yoruba, down to the industrious lands of the Igbo, and down to the oil-rich creeks of the South-South, the wind sent a strong message that Nigeria is the heartbeat of Africa. Good afternoon, the moderator, panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debater, and the audience. My name is Joseph Majesty Ojochegbe from Government Day Secondary School, Kara. I am here to formally propose the motion that says Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Nigeria is home to over 220 million people, as revealed by statistics, the largest black population on the earth. 1 in every 6 African is a Nigerian, but we are not just about numbers, we are about brains, influence, and impact. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, the writer who got the world hanging by her every word, is a Nigerian. The woman who runs the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, she's an indigenous of Nigeria. So how can the country that leads not be the giant? Some countries dream of wealth while Nigeria sits on it. With a GDP of over 250 billion US dollars, we are one of the largest economies in Africa. Our tech industries booming with billion-dollar startups, our entrepreneurs rising, fearless game changers. Our oil industry, the largest in the continent. PlayStack, Flutterwave, InterSwitch, these Nigerian fine tech giants are leading Africa's digital economy. Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa, he's proudly Nigerian. So tell me, how can the country that leads not be the giant? My co-debater, do you know that Nigeria is the most country producing oil in Africa, producing 1.3 million barrels every day? Also, Nigeria is the largest exporter of yam, thus gaining good income for the country. In addition, Nigeria has one of the strongest militaries, ranking among the top 5 in the entire continent. Nigeria has sent over 100,000 peacekeeping troops to countries like Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Sudan. They call Nigeria the giant of Africa because when Nigeria blinks, policy shifts, economy shake, and the whole continent takes note. Nigeria mediates crisis between countries as a player that plays a key role in the AU ECOWAS. Nigeria plays a key role in African politics. Yes, we face challenges, but every great nation does. The US had the Great Depression, China had setbacks, Argentina had inflation. But the making of a giant is not in the absence of struggle, but in the refusal to fall. Nigeria has shown true resilience as a giant, stumbling but rising up each time. In conclusion, if Africa were a football match, Nigeria will be the captain. If Africa were a symphony, Nigeria will be its loudest note. If Africa were a crown, Nigeria will be its shining jewel. Nigeria is truly the giant of Africa. Thank you.
You're not applauding Joseph Majesty?
It's the system, I think.
All right, it's a system problem, yes, I assure you.
Please,
so we're clapping. All right, it's a system freezing problem, and that is Majesty Joseph Ojochegbe from Government Day Secondary School, Cairo. He supports the motion that Nigeria is the giant of Africa, and that's his opening presentation. And we now turn to Abu Francis Helen, who begs to differ on this particular motion.
All right, Helen, your time starts now.
Giants of Africa, a nation that crumbles, quarrels, and begs from other nations. If failure on the throne, Nigeria will sit proudly as king. So I say good day to the esteemed panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my moderator, my co-debater, and everyone listening in. I am Abu Helen from Government Science Secondary School, Maitama, here to stand my ground against the motion which states Nigeria is the giant of Africa. To begin with, a further economy that crumbles at the whims of oil prices. How can we be called a giant when our economy is built on shaky grounds? Nigeria is chained to oil, with more than 95% of our foreign exchange earning coming from it. When oil prices crash, so do millions of livelihoods. Inflation skyrockets their values, and families are thrown into untold hardship. A father wakes up one morning to realize that a bag of rice now costs 95,000 naira overnight. His children look to him for answers. But what should he tell them? An economy of the so-called giant is too weak to withstand the slightest storm. Furthermore, entertainment industry illusion. Yes, Afrobeat taking over global charts. Yes, Hollywood is the strongest, the second largest film industry in the whole world. But can a hit song provide jobs? Or can a blockbuster movie fix our power grid? No. Entertainment is our pride, but it does not, and it will never replace real development. Moreover, a weak and underfunded military in a land of insecurity, despite having 223,000 active duty soldiers, the Nigerian military is underfunded, under-equipped, and overwhelmed. From Boko Haram to bandits to kidnappers, all of them roam freely, striking fear in the hearts of each and every single Nigerian. A mother in Maiduguri puts her child to bed with the fear and praying that bandits will not reach her doorsteps. A farmer in Benue abandons his land because armed men lurk in the shadows. Most importantly, a giant living in the darkness. We call ourselves giant, but we cannot provide stable electricity for our own people. Nigeria, despite having over 230 million people, produces less than 5,000 megawatts of electricity. This was said by the Minister of Power, Dr. Adebayo Adelambu. Barely enough to power the whole of Lagos State. Joseph, imagine preparing for WAEC and you are forced to study using candlelight because the power is out again. Or a market woman loses all her perishable goods because her freezer cannot function when there is no electricity. In addition, a communication system that betrays its future. They say education is the key to success, a foundation of greatness. But in Nigeria, it is a battleground of neglect. With more than 20 million children out of school according to UNESCO and a literacy rate of less than 60%, where is Nigeria going? More so, a population that grows faster than opportunities. Set to reach 203 million by 2025, Nigeria should be thriving. But instead, we suffer from unemployment, poverty, and social unrest. Young graduates struggle through university only to come out to find no jobs waiting for them. The frustration, the desperation, the nation that the only thing they can do is to japa. This is the story of so many Nigerians. And ultimately, mismanaged resources, a curse, not a blessing. Nigeria has over 37 billion barrels and over 5.3 trillion cubic meters of natural gas, which is one of the richest countries in the world today. But where are we? Niger Delta, the heart of our oil well, still suffers from so much. What kind of giant destroys its own home? Thank you.
There you have it. I told you, Abuja, brace yourself. Because even the looks in the studio says it like, oh boy, I'm grateful I'm not one of the judges. Aren't you just happy I just ringing the bell here?
No, but I wish I could even just say that, because sitting here, I feel the heat as well.
I know,
yes.
I know. But I expected nothing less than what we're getting at the moment. All right. So the openings done and dusted. We'll get to the rebuttal round to get to find out how much of their opponent's points they can counter in the rebuttal. Now, since Majesty Joseph Ojochegbe supports the motion, we'll start off with you. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
And your time starts now.
Africa duly observed. I'd like to address the points my co-debater stated. First, you said Nigeria's economy is unstable. Yes, we face economic fluctuations, but show me a country that doesn't. The US had a recession in 2008. The UK suffered from Brexit woes and are still suffering, and Argentina is suffering from inflation. But in Nigeria, with a GDP of over 250 billion US dollars, our economy is growing and still growing. If Nigeria was as weak as you say, why are we still a top destination for investment? I think you should ask yourself that question. Secondly, you said Nigeria's military is weak and insecurity is rampant. Yes, we have insecurity in Nigeria. Show me a country that is 100% secure. The US are suffering from mass murders and mass shootings. So does the UK. The European countries are suffering from terrorism and drug barons. But in Nigeria, we are actively fighting this. Boko Haram insurgency has reduced drastically. The Northeast is safer than it was a decade ago. So, can you tell me, my co-debater, how the extent of Nigeria's insecurity? People are dying on a daily basis, yes, we know, but Nigeria is fighting valiantly. The military, the Air Force, the Navy, these people are pushing with their lives on the line to protect you and I. You also said electricity and infrastructure is unavailable. People who talk about Nigeria's electricity infrastructure, do you think that Nigeria has had independence for over 500 years? Nigeria's democracy is still growing. After all, we are just 64 years old. Rome wasn't built in a day. Helen, Rome wasn't built in a day. Nigeria is growing. The new Dangote refinery is one of the largest in the world. Railways are being expanding. Roads, infrastructure are booming. Around the street of Abuja, I see the FTC minister building bridges, roads, constructing places where buses can stay. Nigeria is growing, developing, and as the giant of Africa, it will continue to do so. It's also saying Nigeria suffer from unemployment. Let me tell you, a Japa syndrome that you said, Nigeria's diaspora community remits up to 20.3 billion US dollars to Nigeria every single year. So Nigerians are not just jackparing, as you say. Unemployment opportunities, fintech, and to the entertainment industries, and even self-employment. Nigerians are employing themselves. We just have up to just 4.3 million people that are unemployed. Minus that from our population, and you can see the difference. In conclusion, Nigeria is truly the giant of Africa. Every giant, every nation has challenges, but our ability to be resilient, to stand up to these challenges and act like a true nation makes the difference. And thus, Nigeria is and still remains the undefeated giant and face of Africa. Thank you.
All right, the rebuttal round has started. Abu Francis Helen, it's your turn now for your rebuttal.
Your time starts now.
Stand on all as the because I remain Abu Helen, the president of government science secondary estimator man, here to negate all of my opponent's stands and my opponent's points and reaffirm my stance against the motion which states Nigeria is giant of Africa. To begin with, my opponent mentioned that population of Nigeria is supposed to be a thriving sector, but it is also a double-edged sword, because due to the fact that we have a very large population, we have a very large amount of unemployment. According to IMF and World Bank, more than 30% of Nigerians today lack jobs, and millions of them are also underemployed. You say that the brains and influence that come from Nigeria, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Okonjo-Iweala, but how many Nigerians today, Japa? According to UK, more than 75% of the Nigerian trained doctors do not live in Nigeria, they live abroad. More than 17,000 professionals in Nigeria travel abroad every single year to search for green opportunities because Nigeria has failed them. If you say they developed more than 23.3 billion for other countries, imagine if they were in Nigeria. Imagine how many lives they would have saved. How much inflation they would have been our leaders of today. But the state of Nigeria cheats them all away. You mentioned about GDP. And Nigeria produces more than 250 billion, making us the largest in Africa. That is a lie. South Africa produces more than $418 billion, making them the strongest economy in the whole of Africa. And why is Nigeria still at this level? Why are we still staggering after 64 years of independence? Because we have political instability. Nigeria got to make 25 out of 100 in the Corruption Perception Index, showing the Nigerians today, our government is corrupt. Our leaders in 2023, the elections, more than 50% of the elections today were summarized mainly full of election fraud and buying voting and vote buying. It was also severe. You talk about the tech industry, but that same tech industry pays stack, Flutterwave. This same Nigeria is killing them, with so many people suing them for corruption, with power outage, infrastructure. All of this is crumbling their tech startups. Industries like Michelin are leaving Nigeria for Ghana. You said that we are the largest exporters of yam. We are thriving agriculture. But look at it, what do we import? We are also the largest importers of rice. Rice that we can farm, we are still importing it. Even when they try to ban it, did not work. Because Nigerians are still adamant that Nigeria is not the giant of Africa. Military, say we're targeting the continent. Tell that to the Chibok girls. After 11 years, 90 of them still remain in custody. 11 years of molestation. Even in the south, you say Boko Haram has been reviewed by the military, but in the northeast, like Adamawa, Borno, we simply pushed them to areas. We pushed them to our brothers, Lake, Chad, Benin Republic. We pushed them there. Is that what does that say about us, giants of Africa, big brother of everybody? Now, you also mentioned that Nigeria plays a key role in the policies of ECOWAS. Thank you.
Well, a lot of emotions on YouTube because we're talking about Nigeria. Nigerians, calm down. You get too emotional when we talk about Nigeria. And then people are fighting themselves on YouTube. How can you say? How can you not say? I will fight you, I'll fight you. Leave it to politicians. Calm down, all right? So I know it's a difficult topic to take on. And I see a lot of people who are like, no, now, this topic, it will give this one, it will not. Trust me, the judges know what they are looking out for. It will not be in the strength of if they actually believe if Nigeria is giant of Africa or not, but the strength of the argument, the debaters convincingly put forward. So set your emotions aside and listen to both sides dispassionately what they present in terms of the argument. And they've got one more opportunity, just in case you be emotional all through the opening and the rebuttal. I beg you, listen to the closing and listen dispassionately, all right?
Majesty, you have the floor. 3 minutes for your closing, and your time starts now.
All particularly duly observed, I would like to augment and add more to the points I stated earlier. Do you know, my co-debater, that in sports, Nigeria don't just participate, we dominate. The Super Eagles remain Africa's most exciting team. Our athletes like Tobi Amusan, Blessing Okagbare, and the rest, they keep putting Nigeria on the global stage. Who was the first African country to bring back gold medal in football? Nigeria. Which African country produced the first basketball team to defeat the US? Nigeria. So this goes to show that we dominate. Do you know that Nigeria's music industry, our artists are selling out concert stadiums all over the world, in the US, in the UK? Do you know that Nollywood is only second to Bollywood, producing 2,500 films every year, adding great revenue to the country? So I'd like to address what you also said. You said Nigeria, I said Nigeria is the largest. I'd like you to know that I did not say that Nigeria GDP is the largest. I said Nigerian GDP is one of. Let me explain something to you, Helen. Nigeria's GDP reduced from its top position because of the vision our leaders have for this country. Nigeria had the highest GDP few years back, but now we are 4th place. Do you know why? Because of the tough economic reforms that have been put. But I play with Nigerians, we have to bear with it. Like the fuel subsidy removal. This is necessary for long-term growth of our country and to be the giant of Africa, to even grow exponentially beyond what we were before. These reforms are necessary. Other countries like US, China, they had economic downturns, but at the end of the day, they rose up, becoming even taller giants. And that's the dream our leaders have for this country, to become even taller giants, standing among the greatest nations in the world. Is that not why we want Nigeria to be, Helen? Going forward, he said Nigerian professionals grow abroad because Nigeria has failed them. As I said earlier, the Nigerian diaspora remit $20.3 billion back to the country every year. To the children girls who say they were abducted, I feel sorry. My heart is heavy concerning that. But the Nigerian government has been doing what they can. And I admit, through several more efforts, they will be released, which I definitely hope that will happen. So in conclusion, the making of a giant is not in the absence of struggles, but is in the ability to be resilient, and even when it stumbles, to stand up. Nigeria, through economic strength, military prowess, political leadership, and cultural dominance, has proven time and time without number that it's truly the giant of Africa. If Africa were human, Nigeria would be its face. As I said earlier, Nigeria is undoubtedly, unrefutably the giant of Africa. Thank you.
All right, Joseph Majesty Ojochegbe there with his closing presentation and supporting the motion that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Abu Francis Helen, Evo, it's your moment. Give us your closing.
Standing on all existing protocols, I remain Abu Helene, a president of Government Science Secondary School Metaman. Here to clarify my stance, I've been a beg to differ to a close. My dear opponent, you mentioned that Super Eagles is one of the best in the world, but who trains them? It's not a foreign coach. Giants of Africa, says who? A name once earned, but now nothing more than an echo. We crowned ourselves the title, but what good is a crown when the head is cut off? Look around you, Majesty, what do you see? A land overflowing with people, yet starving in direction. A nation blessed with riches, yet poor in living. A giant who imports his own food, despite the fact that the soil beneath his feet is gold. A giant whose leaders fatten themselves while the people die in hunger and starvation. Oh, but the name Giant of Africa is sweet, isn't it? Honey to our lips, but gall to our souls. We are nothing but guided ants, thinking we are giants. A title with no throne, a crown with no head. We continue to hold on like a child clutching a broken toy, afraid to let go, afraid to admit that we have shrunk, afraid to confess that the only thing giants about us are suffering. Tell me, Majesty, how does a giant beg for fuel while sitting on oceans of oil? Rich in land, yet fat in hunger. Let his youth jackpot, searching for hope in foreign lands. Because home is nothing but hunger and desperation. Our roads, graves, waiting to swallow the next traveler. Our power supply, a joke even darkness finds funny. Our hospitals, graveyard with waiting lists. And our schools, hollow walls, where hopelessness is plenty and knowledge is rare. We produce wrong graduates only to let them rot in unemployment lines. Their dreams crumbling like old buildings. My fellow Nigerians, food is now a luxury, medicine a privilege, and justice a commodity for the highest bidder. Mothers weep over empty pots, fathers drown in shame, unable to provide for their families. Children sit in darkness, not because the night has come, but because the power never came. Young men clutch their passports, not for adventure, but for escape. And our leaders, they fatten themselves on our suffering, building mansions in foreign lands. While we here leave us with empty promises, as empty as our stomachs. They live in palaces while we chill in trenches, sell our future like a cheap bargain. And we, tired, broken, and hopeless, watch it slip away. And yet, it let us be proud. Proud of what? Proud of suffering? Proud of lack? Proud of being no longer fit reality? No! This is not the giant of Africa. This is the ghost of what we could have been. A promise, a child of what was promised. But Nigeria can rise again. Nigeria can be better. But only if we speak up, only if we refuse to be silenced, only if we demand for something much more than just survival. But until then, Majesty, Nigeria is a giant no more. Thank you.
All right. So we are done with the closing, aren't we? All right. To tell you how emotional in future will not bring Nigeria topic, we will. We always will, most definitely. But I can see that people are having a fit over this debate topic, and we wanted it that way because we know that it will take a lot to either defend or oppose this country, Nigeria. But there will always be people on either side of the argument, like we have that today. So we've heard from them. They still have a presentation which will carry 10 mark and is a big deal, and that would further help the strength of the argument at the end of today. But let's quickly hear from our addiction judge what she has to say before we get to their presentation.
Listening to that debate, well done to both debaters.
Your neck, because you were going from this to that.
Okay, so we'll start with you, Majesty. So firstly, Okonjo-Iweala is a citizen of Nigeria, not an indigent. Okay, the word is entrepreneur and not entrepreneur. The word is terrorism and not terrorism. Okay, look at the stress placement: terrorism, not terrorism. Democracy is the word, not democracy. Observed and not observed. You scored a 2 over 3 in your diction. Good luck to you. Helen, the word is education. The D sounds J, not education. Natural and not natural. Them, they, their. The TH sounds really important. Northeast and not northeast, because when you say northeast, it sounds like you're saying NOT, then east. Okay, so opponent, not opponents. Yes, searching and not searching. Scored a 2 over 3 in your diction. Good luck to the both.
All right, so it's a tie from the diction judge, 2 over 3. And I know that our returning officer would return and would have that just sitting here. Okay, maybe just hold on to it a bit and let's do the presentation there. We see a lot of your comments on our Facebook page. We see it on our YouTube page also. You can share more of your thoughts with us on Facebook and YouTube. So we're going to have a presentation, and this time it will be on my Nigerian dream. It doesn't matter what side they argued on, whether Nigeria is giant or not. Right now, they will share with us their Nigerian dream. Are you guys ready for that?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a presentation, not a debate. Someone here is on WhatsApp is saying, are we doing debate or poetry? So we're done with the debating. Now this is a presentation. So just present as you feel about the topic.
Yeah. So Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Did we tell them how they're going to start?
No, we did not.
All right. So Majesty Joseph. Okay, this time we'll swap it round.
Yes. Let's do that.
Helen, Abu Francis Helen, you start off the round with your presentation.
Yes, ma'am.
You have 3 minutes to do this.
You share with us your Nigerian dream. My Nigerian dream is the topic of the presentation. Huh?
It was
You saw the Nigerian dream.
I saw mine.
So you saw my.
and I saw but it's still mine.
All right.
Okay. So your time starts now.
The Nigerian dream, not the kind that fades at dawn, but the one that fights to live through the darkest of night. They say Nigeria is great, but I ask, great for who? For the child who wakes up to hunger, or for the student who learns with candlelight? For the hustler who grinds from dawn to dusk, only to be crushed by the weight of a broken system? I am that child. Feet bare, dreams heavy, chasing hope down cracked streets. Mama says Nigeria go better, but when? When my school has no books, when my playground is a battlefield for poverty. Yet every morning I sing, the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Yet here we stand, drowning in the same struggle they fought to end. I am that youth, fiery and relentless. They tell me to work hard, but the road to success are filled with potholes of corruption. Every morning I carry ambition in my heart. By night I bury beneath the weight of the go better. I am the mother, watching my child sleep hungry. That father sweating through the markets just to make ends meet. I build, I break, I mend, I toil. And yet my labor is nothing but a whisper in a storm of broken promises. I flick a switch, darkness. I call for help, silence. I pray for change, waiting. I'm the one who remembers a land of strength, of unity, and of hope. But now all I see are oil spills, broken promises, and leaders who take and take until there's nothing left to give. While our futures rust in their pockets. But still, I believe. Because I'm the Nigerian trapped. And my dream refuses to die. I see a Nigeria where every child is respected. Justice is not bought. Where our streets are safe and where our schools are bright. Where hard work is not a locked door but a ladder. I see a nation where hospitals heal, not harm. Where talents rise, not rot. Where youth lead, not flee. Where my future is mine to build, not to beg for. I am a voice that refuses to be silenced. A habit of a nation that will not be buried. And now, I hold another promise. A vow woven into the anthems of tomorrow. To hand on to our children a banner without stain. A banner of honor, a banner of truth. A Nigeria reborn. Dreams no longer deferred. The Nigerian dream, my Nigerian dream is possible. But only if we rise together as one Nigeria. Thank you.
All right. Victor Ifeanyi says, Helen, please don't make me cry. We'll hand you tissue at the end of the day when they go home with their prize money. All right. I said, who says it's crying here? This is really the final. Baba, what?
No, George from Apo is
George
has been crying here.
All right. Okay then. Quite emotional, he says. All right. Quite a lot of comment on WhatsApp, on YouTube, on Facebook. We see you guys over. Let's allow Majesty Joseph Ojochegbe give us his own presentation.
Majesty, your time starts now.
Nigeria. I stand before you not just as a student, but as a dreamer. One that believes in a future for his country. One that sees Nigeria rising above challenges and standing in the table of world giants. I dream of a Nigeria where tribe and religion does not divide us, but unites us in diversity. I dream of a Nigeria where Igbos, Yoruba, Hausa, and other ethnic groups can come together as brothers and sisters, not rivals, in pursuit of one common goal, progress. I dream of a Nigeria where education is not a privilege but a right. I dream of a Nigeria where our children can go to school and not be hindered by poverty or failing education system. I dream of a Nigeria where our schools are centers of excellence, where creativity and innovation is nurtured. I dream of a Nigeria where our graduates can come out with skills and confidence, not just certificates. A Nigeria where our professionals will not be running outside the country looking for greener pasture, because Nigeria itself has become the greenest pasture. Imagine a Nigeria where technology is revolutionized, agriculture is embraced, and resources are used not for corruption, but are utilized wisely. A Nigeria where the streets of Abuja, Port Harcourt, Kano, and Lagos become symbols for wealth and prosperity, not struggle and survival. I dream of a Nigeria where leaders are servants, not masters, where public offices is an opportunity to serve, not a call to loot. A Nigeria where justice is not for sale, where the rule of law stands firm, and where the government is truly for the people. A Nigeria where elections are free and fair, where leaders emerge from the heart of the people and not just by force or by fraud. Imagine a Nigeria where people can travel without being afraid of being kidnapped. A Nigeria where children can sleep with their 2 eyes closed, not be waiting for an armed robber to come and rob them at night. But this Nigeria cannot be achieved. This dream cannot be made a reality if me and you do not work together. We can't wait for the politicians any longer. We, the youth, must stand up. This is not a call to be lazy, but a call to build. Not to wait for change, but to be the change. I am resolved to contribute my quota to the development of this Nigeria. I, Joseph Majesty, will contribute my quota. Mahatma Gandhi said, and I quote, "Be the change you want to see in the world around you." So, I ask, do you believe in a brighter future for Nigeria? Do you believe that Nigeria can be great again? I believe in Nigeria. I believe in our people. I believe in our potential. Thank you.
All right, people. I told you to brace yourself for the final. And I see it, all of you fighting. Now you see it. Second, I'm making people quarrel up and down. Elders are quarreling over points that the younglings have put forward. And yes, quite emotional, the presentation also. Just Her Majesty looked at it from My Nigerian Dream. Abu Francis looked at it from The Nigerian Dream. And they have done their best, both incredible. And we'll get to find out what the judges have to say. I do not envy them one bit, but we'll get to decide who would hand a check of $1 million and who gets $500,000 at the end of the day. But good thing that I'm happy for, we're having the both of them represent the federal capital in Lagos.
Come August at the Nationals, yes, indeed.
Yes, yes. I see people giving standing ovation to our debater. Says, indeed, this was the final we've been waiting for, and I am impressed. It was watch it. Let's look at comments.
Yes, on WhatsApp, Chidima from Cuba says, man, I don't know if I still believe in Nigeria, but she says, can Nigeria just be better for the sake of these children? God, I beg.
Hey, don't turn prayer points.
Aliyu says, Kim, where when I see these children, I'm not sure say I go school. Man, these kids are super amazing. Kim, Lagos final can't beat the standard. We pray. I feel like giving an extra 1 million naira so that these two amazing kids should go home with $1 million naira each. We won't say no, will we?
Feeling is not money. If it was my feeling, we would have gotten money earlier.
Okay, one more here. Kim, dazzled with these young lads. Please keep a tab on all our debaters to make sure they represent Nigeria in the future. Moses, the taxi driver, with this one. All right, more messages coming in. Good afternoon, Kim and the panelists. Lagos, don't chance Abuja people too much. Now let's strategize by carrying these two finalists there.
Oh, they are going. Rest assured.
They're going, definitely. They're going. And we're also having lots of people who are swayed in one way and the and the other at the same time.
When you bring Nigeria as a giant of Africa, you will see people fighting. It's just like throwing this on Twitter. The fight will be too much. So we anticipated it, and good thing we had the presentation, but we said listen to the strength of their argument. It's not your emotion, whether you believe Nigeria is a giant or not, but what they put forward. Does it make sense? Have they argued, even if it's one small one? I know they will say it's particularly difficult for Joseph Majesty to defend Nigeria. I've seen a lot of people say it, but I promise you it is equally difficult to say Nigeria is not the giant of Africa, because there are people who believe that Nigeria is indeed a giant of Africa, as much as you find a lot of youth who are saying they're disillusioned by the country. So it is what it is. But I'm glad I'm not a judge, and they have sent the returning officer with the result.
Proceed, OE returning officer.
When a billionaire is the returning officer, you know that we're good.
It's the way he's handling it.
The billionaire LFEZ has brought in the verdict. Look at it first. My heart can't take it.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear.
I like the fact that you are the moderator in this instance. Please, by all means, let's have it.
Oh boy. All right, Abuja, are you ready? It's an oh boy moment, really. Very emotional towards listening to. Who supported the motion?
I did.
Yeah, not easy supporting Nigeria, I know. But you did your best. Let's find out what the judges say. Joseph Majesty Ojochegbe from Government Day Science Secondary School, Karo, 14-year-old, supported the motion that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Where's the one for presentation? It's not here yet. Okay.
That's it. So it's this, then that.
Oh, okay. This one is for the presentation. All right. So, in your presentation aggregate, Joseph, you got a 9. In your rebuttal, you got a 9. In your closing, you got a 9. It's there. You have seen it. Your style of presentation earned you a 27. Your diction is a 2. And you got a 9 for your presentation on your Nigerian dream. In total, you got a 65. Abu Francis Helen from Government Science Secondary School, Piakasa, Maitama, who begs to differ on the motion that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. In your presentation, the aggregate is a 9. In your rebuttal, you got a 9. In your closing, you got a 9. Your style of presentation, you got a 26. You got 2 in your diction, and in your presentation, you got a 9. So you got a 64. So, with just a point, Joseph Majesty Ojechegbe, you go home with ₦1 million. And Abu Francis Helen Ebo, you go home with ₦500,000. Apparently, you were tie all through, but there's a point difference in your style of presentation. So you all got 9 in your presentation, 9 in your rebuttal, 9 in your closing. You got 2 each in your diction, but the difference came in the style. Joseph Majesty got a 27 in his style, and you got a 26 in your style. Well. It is what it is. Congratulations to the both. It was fiery, it was animated, and it is what it is. So, Joseph Majesty, congratulations to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Abu Francis Helen, congratulations to you. All right, then. So, Abuja, there you have it. And I am sure our judges have done the best that they can. I'm sure they will come into the studio briefly and say 1 or 2 things. But we want to hear from some of our sponsors. At least we have Infinity, we have Creative Fingers, we have 3Js, we have Number One. And would get to hear you say something. Let's start with Infinity before we start to hand out all the checks. So, you come close through the mic.
Yes, that one.
Or you can come here because the camera is not on you at the moment. Please,
Okay.
just step forward here. Okay.
Hello, Abuja. It was something else. I wasn't prepared for this at all, but I can tell you that these guys were on fire. And I was just thinking to myself that we were thinking this some couple of years ago, and now these kids are thinking the same thing. We pray for Nigeria, most importantly, and I wish you two the best in Lagos. I'm super impressed, and keep up the good work. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, 3Js, you want to say something? Please come forward.
Hello, Abuja. I must say, let me say wow to the young lads we have here. They are real great people. And I just hope and I wish Nigeria will make them even more greater. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. One of our sponsors also from 3Js. We've got Creative Fingers, Cakes and Bite. By the way, Creative Fingers, Cakes and Bite brought a cake for the winner. We have it in the studio, so that will be handed out. But let's get to hear from her also.
Hello, Abuja. Wow, I beg to differ. 2025 it's been an awesome journey. I want to really thank Nigeria Info for this initiative. And also to encourage the students, the winner, the second winner, and all. You've done brilliantly well. And I also like to encourage everyone out there, this is a good cause to put your money in. So I'm sure by the next edition, we're going to get many, many more people wanting to encourage the young ones to move to the next level. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. All right. Number one hotel. All right. Says congratulations to both debaters. It was a great sight to behold and experiences Ernest Onuja on YouTube.
Hello, Abuja. We just want to say a very, very big thank you to Nigerian for having these students come and defend their points so bravely. And I want to congratulate the winner, and I also want to encourage the second winner. You have done wonderfully well, and I wish you luck and success in Lagos.
Thank you.
All right. So, yes, they will be representing us in Lagos. Majesty Joseph, Abu Francis Helen, Masiro Rose, and Damilola. All four will be going to Lagos in August to try out for a bigger prize money and other consolation prizes. Collier Angel also gave us consolation prizes that will be handing out to our debaters. We have our check and they just come forward. Please let the billionaire know. We'll do the presentation. We have Infinity Trust Mortgage Bank. They'll be presenting the second place prize money, and we'll get one of our sponsors to give altogether prize money, but we'll get to find out from the billionaire and the judges how that goes. So FEZ, if you're listening, please come forward and let's do the presentation quickly.
All right, let's take some comments.
Yes. We'll take calls also at this point in time. You can call us 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974 869 or call via WhatsApp on 0809 9930 137.
Okay. All right. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome.
Hello, good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Great. I'm glad I got you. Good afternoon, everyone. These are sponsors to the whole Nigerian Info 95.1 FM Abuja. I want to say congratulations. Although I stepped out, this is money to taxi driver. I stepped out of the car for a while, so I couldn't really listen to who won. However, those lads are amazing. I just thought of something like, how would it be that we nurture these children to become a great voice in Nigeria? In fact, I was so emotional, tears filled my eyes when I heard their representation. I said, wow. All I was just saying within it was like, wow. Thank you so much, Nigeria Info, for bringing it up. However little our contribution may be, next time we'll be part of the sponsors. I hope that this time they allow me to sponsor.
If you're giving them a car, no wahala.
God bless you. I wish the children a great future, and I'm sure by the grace of God, they'll be very great and they'll make Nigeria and their family proud. Thank you, Nigeria Info, National and Abuja especially. God bless you and have a good evening.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
The reality of the astronomically high rates we have to pay now for diesel, petrol, and electricity tariffs stare us in the face daily. But so also is the possibility of a world of uninterrupted power supply with zero recurrent costs with solar, power inverters, and other renewable energy solutions. The Solar Experience Hive, which is an initiative of the Solar World Electric Technology Limited and the FEMAC Power Solutions Limited, is well poised to deliver these ever-reliable solutions in the most professional manner. Please visit the Solar Experience Hive at the basement, Sedi Plaza, Central Business District, Abuja, or call Abigail, the Hive Manager, for inquiries on 0816-580-2780. That is 0816-580-2780. The Solar Experience Hive, delivering power independence for Nigerians.
Welcome to Silver Star Residencies. We offer FCD approved plots 200 to 600 square meters in Idu, Lugbe, Kuje, Apowasa, and Katampe. Build your dream home, bungalows, terraces, and duplexes with just a 300,000 naira deposit and pay over 12 months. We also have off-plan developed properties, apartments in Life Camp, Idu, Jahi, and Katampe. Start with a 5 million naira deposit and spread payments over 18 months. Call 091 511 11246 now to secure your plot or home. Mention this radio station and get exclusive gifts like Silver Star Rice and Aqua Silver Water. Silver Star Group also produces Aqua Silver Water, Silver Star Rice, and manufactures silver adhesives, wood screen, and paints. Call 091 511 11246.
Silver Star Residence, Suite 434, Rock of Ages Mall, Jabi, Abuja.
And let Silver Star Residences take you home.
There is power in this place. Abuja, get ready for 3 extraordinary nights of completeness with Pastor Chris, tagged Upward and Forward Only.
The program at Abuja is taking place 21st to 23rd of March at the National Stadium.
From Friday the 21st to Sunday, 23rd March 2025 by 3 p.m. daily. Come encounter the glory and power of God to change all situations by the word of God with healing and deliverance. For more information, call 0704 676 5982 or 0902 919 3669. Powered by Christ Embassy, giving your life a meaning.
When you show kindness, it's often in the simplest moments, like holding the door open for someone, helping them twist open their bottle of Maltina, or making them smile when
nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, though I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself back up. And when I fall down, I have to pick myself up. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. 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 Stand up.
okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. Let me explain. It's okay. It's okay. Off your mic.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info. Your mic is always on. Let's talk.
The battle of wits is reaching its grand finale. Who will be crowned champion? This Friday at 3 p.m., the I Beg to Differ debate finals take center stage.
In 2008,
they argued
84 infants died from a popular tainted syrup called My Pikin, containing diethylene glycol, an industrial chemical used in producing antifreeze.